Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. Today we have something new from a Jeffree Star. We have the Blue Blood palette that I have been waiting for since I saw it on Treadmoon. I was so excited when I saw this. I was like ready to pounce on it when it went online. So this is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. I do have its little sister here, the Blood Sugar. It is as chunky as that palette. So this is actually a little chunkier. The weight still feels the same. It does have that really nice NAS. It has a NAS. It has a very nice little clasp right here. And then when you open it, you have a huge mirror, and then you get 18 gorgeous colors. You get your shimmers and you get your mattes, and they're absolutely to die for. Jeffree Star has one of the most beautiful formulas out there. I just love his palettes. So we're going to go ahead and get into some swatches, and then I'm going to kind of tell you something about some of the colors because I have played with every single color in here. Okay, so the first one we're going to swatch, I believe it's called Colleen. You know, I butcher everything. So I'm going to place this right here. Okay, so this is a really pretty white shimmer. It is ridiculously gorgeous and it goes on beautifully. I need like a tissue. Ugh, sorry, I wasn't prepared. Okay, now we have mint tea, and these colors feel like so creamy and velvety. Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous on the eyes too, can I tell you? Okay, now we have a crystal flesh. We have I'm Cold, which is a color that I absolutely love to use by itself. Now this one doesn't swatch as nice as it is when you apply it on your eye. So that's 3 swatches on that one. Then we have Untouchable, which I'm in love with. Right here, you can't really see it too well, but it is like a soft baby pink. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. It is so pretty on the eyelid. Okay, and then we have Priceless, which is a really nice fleshy color. I love this color because I like to apply it before I do the eyeshadows because it just kind of cancels everything out and everything kind of goes on seamlessly. Now, I like to use a concealer instead of an eye primer because for me, I feel like, and this is just my opinion, whenever I use an eye primer, it just kind of sticks, especially if you have that color that doesn't go on smoothly, then I really have more issues. So I just kind of like to use a concealer instead of a primer, to be quite honest. Okay, so now we have Power, which is a crazy gray color. Now this color right here, it got a little bit patchy. When I was using this color, it did get a little patchy when I was trying to blend it, but the more colors I laid, or the more of the color I laid on top of it, it just looked beautifully and it just blended out nicely and it didn't get as patchy. Okay, if that makes sense. The next one we have here is Blue Blood, which it is just so delicious. Look at that color. It's absolutely insane. And then we have Deceased. I'm going to go ahead and go on the other arm. Now this color right here, in my opinion, it's best to use it with your finger or a flat brush. And even so, with the flat brush, you still have to go back with your finger and just kind of press that color on. This is another one that is gorgeous, is Ice Tray. And then we have Blue Monday. I almost said Blue Monkey. Absolutely gorgeous. Do another swatch. And then we have Flourishing. And then we have Wealthy, which is another nice light color. And then we have Celebrity Skin. It's a beautiful transitional color. And then we have Entitled, which is insane. I have a comment for every color. Okay, now this one is my favorite out of the entire palette. This is Ocean Ice. It is absolutely ridiculous. Well, first I'm going to show you the color. There's the color. It is a little bit chunky. There's a little bit of little glitter in there. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a little chunky one. Now, with this color, I found that when I applied it with a flat brush, I got a little bit of pigment. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. And then a little pigment. See? And then when you go in with your finger, is when you get the best payoff. So this is with the flat brush and that is with the finger. When you apply it with the brush, which I'm going to do right now, I didn't really get much of a payoff. It just kind of got chunky and it just didn't really do anything. If anything, it just started kind of like having all these little glittery things, you know, kind of fly off the color. So in my opinion, it just works best with your finger. Okay, and then we have cremated, oops, wrong finger. We have cremated, and then we have undertaking, which is a really black color. And these are the swatches. So I just, ooh, what a mess. So I just really love this palette. I actually didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I do. This is a little fun look I created. I didn't want to do a smoky eye. I love smoky eyes, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. And we're gonna go ahead and go into the tutorial. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit of my little Shape Tape concealer here. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my lid because I do have that pink under there and I just want it to go on nice and smooth. I like to use a concealer rather than a primer because for some reason for me it just works better than having a primer. The doggies are probably going to start barking because daddy's home. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into, I believe that is Priceless, this color right here. I'm just going to put that all over my lid. I love this color because it's such a nice fleshy color and it just makes everything go on really nice and seamlessly. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get a little angled brush and I'm going to go ahead and go into Ocean Ice, which is this color right here. And then I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a wing. And I'm just going to drag that out a little bit. All right. And then my husband said, sorry, booby, because he slammed the door. I'm going to get one of these little elf tapes. And I'm just going to put it, oops, I'm going to just put that right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a flat brush. Where, I swear, okay, no, I'm going to use this little flat brush right here. And then I'm going to go into that same color. And I'm just going to go in the inner corners of the eye. And I'm just kind of placing it like on my crease, not above my crease. I'm just going to follow my crease all the way down to the tape. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I can't do it with my finger. This color works best with your finger. So because I don't want to be messing it up with my fingernail and stuff like that, I'm just going to put this on as a guide with this little flat brush. And I could reach a little bit better in my inner corners of the eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to pack that color. As you could see, when I use the brush with it, you don't get as much payoff. But it is a beautiful color. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my finger, and I'm just going to dab that color on there. Now this is a chunky color, so there's going to be a little fallout. Let me get that flat brush again. I'm trying to get as close as possible to that tape. There's always a little fly. Every time a fly comes into the house, it comes straight from my little makeup room. Okay. I'm going to go back with my finger one more time. Okay, so now I'm going to get my Luxie little pointed brush, and I'm going to go into this color right here. And I'm just going to go in the inner corners of my eye. And I'm just going to drag that a little bit. Ooh, I cleaned that brush, and let me tell you, it's getting to my eyeball. It kind of stinks. But I love it. I just cleaned it, so it's just a little. It's not damp, but it's bugging the crap out of my eye. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to drag a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into this color right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull that tape. I love these little elf tapes. And then it's nice and sharp. Then I'm going to go back in with this little flat brush and just kind of clean it up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go into this color right here. I wish I could tell you the names of the colors, but I can't see them. And then I'm just going to dab that on my brow bone. Just a little bit, so I have a little bit of a shimmer. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my little elf pads again. Oops, these always tend to stick together. And then I'm just going to clean up a little bit and take some excess gook off my skin. I've been really addicted to these lately. Okay, fed myself. I have a little fan. I don't know where it's at. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and take my Confidence in a Cream moisturizer. Hopefully I don't have blue on my fingers and get it everywhere. A little bit underneath. And then I'm going to take my Nars Radiant foundation, and I'm going to apply it with a brush. Oop, I got a little bit of blue. I got a little bit of blue. I'm just gonna wipe. Now these eyeshadows, actually particularly this one, does have a little bit of fallout. So if you are going to be messing with this color, I definitely suggest putting it on before you apply your foundation, which normally I kind of like to see my foundation before I do eyes, but when I know it's going to have fallout, it's going to be chunky and a hot mess, then I just apply it afterwards. I had to put my eyebrows on because I will be here all day applying them babies on if I didn't. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my little beauty blender. I'm just trying to be really careful of not messing this up with my brush. So I'm going to just go in and kind of just blend everything out. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my little Traveling Tarte concealer. Just put a little bit. And this is my Beauty Bakery Beauty Sponge. I'm just going to go as close as possible to I can without messing anything up. Okay. And then I'm going to take the excess of this concealer and I'm just going to put it on my forehead, down my nose, and underneath here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use my little Kylie powder here. I'm just going to set that lightly. And this is lightly damp. Ooh, it's getting ready to rain again. It's been crazy here in Florida. It was super hot today. It was yucky. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful. It's just like the weather is all over the place. I have a huge window right here, so I'm always being distracted. I keep thinking that somebody's out my window waving at me. That's not what's going on. It's a big old palm tree out there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get my little BH bronzer guy here. I'm just going to warm up my face up. And then underneath my jaw. I like to drag that into my cheeks. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get a blush if I could find it. Where is, well, I'm going to go ahead and use this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and use my Natasha Denona. And then I kind of like to dip into these two colors. And then for a little extra color, I'm going to go ahead and go into this color. It's really pigmented, so I just lightly go into it. And I still have to put my eyelashes and stuff on. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into this Becca. This is Yours Truly, I believe, from the Malika and Chloe collection. It's like a really nice, soft, peachy color. And then I'm going to go in with my Pat McGrath, and I will put all the colors down below. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go into, I'm going to go ahead and use my little ofra. There's an eyelash stuck on there. This little nikkietutorial's ofra trio. I love mixing these two colors together. I swear they have the most beautiful highlighters. So it's going to be nice and glowy and bronzy. I like to kind of put a little bit on my temples. So then I'm going to go ahead and put my lashes on. Okay, so one correction I wanted to make. This is actually Chloe and Malika, but this is Yours Truly by Malika. I wanted to go ahead and just correct myself on that. Anyway, my final thoughts on this palette. I absolutely love it. It has some of the most beautiful blues I've ever seen in one palette. This will make a great addition to any collection that you might have. Anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next video.